What's going on, everybody? Mike with Mark 4 Specialties again. So, this time I'm not in front of the camera. Dun 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 dun! It's like a bad episode of an early series Batman. I'm just kidding. We're joined tonight by Gia Steve. Yup, check him out. We'll give his link in the down there. You guys can go check him out. This is our Mark 5. We're getting ready to slam it on its bum, I guess you can say. Because it's going down. It's going to get low. So, we're here at the shop. Got a nice lift. This is going to be fun because we're going to get it on the lift. We're going to take everything off, and then we're going to put it back down on the ground and see if we can get off the lift. It'll be interesting. Exactly. We'll use our brains. So, tonight I just wanted to bring you guys in, show you what we're getting ready to do. We went ahead and took measurements from the ground down here to the middle of this arch so that we could get a base height so that we can kind of guesstimate to the closest exact number how far we want to go. I'm thinking about 2 inches. Sounds good. It should bring us right down to the top of the tire here. It's going to look super slick and sexy. We already went and took those measurements. 26 in the front, 26 and a quarter in the rears. Like I said, we're going to get as close to, if not perfect on those measurements. We're going to get those RSK coilovers on. We're going to get those sweet power force, power stop brakes on here. And get those hubs and stuff put on tomorrow. So we're just going to go ahead and prep tonight. And we'll bring you guys back for a lot more how-to action. All right, everybody. Stay classy. All right, guys. I thought we'd bring you back for a couple more little tip tricks. So we went ahead. Got the car mounted up on the lift. Went ahead and before we lift it off the ground, make sure you undo all your lug bolts or you're not going to have a good time. Very key important thing when you have awesome hydraulic powers to lift the car. Get it just a couple feet off the ground. We're just barely touching the tires off the ground. Shake it. Didn't fall off. This is good. That means when you get it 6 feet in the air, you're not going to die.
Less likely to
Fingers
fall.
crossed. So, remember guys, be safe, and you'll stay alive. What's going on, everybody? Mike with Mark 4 Specialties. We went ahead and started getting to work on this thing a little early because we were just pumped up about the project, which still has no name. You guys can put it in the down here. Come on, you can give me the name. Project Low and Glow, or Blow and Go, or Row and Row. Any ideas? Nobody said anything. Come on. I know you got them. Anyways, so we're in the back section here. We're working on the rear brakes, getting ready to pull the rotors off, pull the carrier off, rear brake, caliper assembly, brakes, all that jazz. We just wanted to bring you in, show you what's going on. So you can see here for when we're getting ready to do the suspension. Here's your rear shock. This thing is dead. 180,000 miles. Honestly, I've seen worse on much newer vehicles. So it's got 2 top bolts up here to come out. It's got a bolt right here at the end of the spindle. But you can't get that out until you get the spring out. And the way to get your spring out is this big bolt right here. And luckily it's a nice centering bolt, so you don't have to worry too much about it like getting out of whack for alignment or issues or anything like that. However, I'm going to tell you right now, always get an alignment after you do your suspension. Trust me, it'll save everything. $1,000 millions of dollars later, just do it. Make your life worth it. All right, so in order to get the brakes off, I'm sure you've watched about 47 videos on YouTube now just to do this one simple project. Take the wheel off. Bing! Over there. Gia Steve, everyone. He actually did all the work. I'm just videotaping. And then you're going to come around the back here, and you'll see you have 13 millimeter bolt. And then there's this little bad boy right here, which is actually a 15 millimeter retaining bolt. So you hold on to that, twist that off, and then Bob's your uncle, loosey-goosey, right? Now, we need to get the carrier off also in order to get the rotor off for our fancy new rotors that are going to go on here. In order to do that, we're going to swing around down here. And you see these bad boys right here? These are your triple squares, so make sure you got a set of those handy if you're doing this job yourself or if you're taking it to some shop. they should have them for you, and not a big deal. You got two of these bad boys down here. They're 14mm triple square, and I'll tell you right now, this bar's in the way, this bar's in the way, this thing's in the way, this bracket's in the way, this upper portion is in the way, and your shock is in the way. And with a lot of manipulation and a hammer, and actually I don't think there was any cuss words this time.
No.
We managed to break them loose.
4-inch, half-inch extension on the bottom, and then don't need an extension on the top.
All right, so you hear that, everybody? You need a 4-inch extension to get through behind your rear sway bar here, and through here into this bottom bolt, and then at the top, just use a nice little shorty triple square to fit up right in there. Have your socket below here. There's our hammer, the mighty Mjolnir, to get the top one done and break those loose. I have seen a couple of the videos where you'll be watching and everybody's like, oh yeah, do this, 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 and the whole thing falls apart. I'm going to tell you right now, you have to knock the crap out of these with a hammer. Don't let anybody lie to you. I do realize this is 180,000 miles of crap holding it together, but they're put in like that from the factory, so be ready. All right, we'll bring you guys in when we're starting the next project. We're back for another installment of this rear assembly portion. You can see here we got the brake caliper and mounting bracket removed. The rotor removed after plenty of persuasion. Yes, good job. I like that word. And then got the caliper hung up. It's literally just got some baling wire holding it up here. Just kind of keep it out of the way. Give us plenty of room. Make note here. So if you're doing a brake job on a Volkswagen, see these weird sort of piston in the rear? Yeah, you don't push this back in. It has to be rotated in a beautiful clockwise-y type manner. So make sure you go rent this tool or buy this tool from your local auto parts store, or you can get it online before you do this. But you are going to need that to make sure this happens. Otherwise, this isn't going to happen, and you're going to be really sad in the parking lot.
It'll damage it.
Yeah, you'll actually. So these are threaded, and like Gia Steve said, check them out in the down there. This is threaded, and if you just kind of cram this back in old school style with like a C clamp, or you buy one of those weird flat bar thingies that you twist the handle and it pushes it back in, you'll damage the threads on this, get it all cockeyed, have to replace the whole deal. And nobody likes to do that. So we're getting ready to do the rear bearings, and 180,000 miles. This isn't it's not horrible. Not gonna lie, it doesn't have any. It's not flopping around loosey goosey. It doesn't ping or click or do anything. And this, I'm gonna tell you right now, I take really good care of my cars, so I feel like this is just part of that. You do a good job taking care of it, and it'll take a good job taking care of you. So, but we're gonna replace it anyway. It's seen a good lifespan. Something you want to be careful of here. Here's your ABS pickup sensor for the rear wheels. It's just right on the back of the hub here, so you'll notice when we're taking it off, we'll get that cleaned up and pretty. And then the new hub, I'll just show you here in a second, comes with a new ring on it already installed, and it's nice and pretty. There's a dust cap that sits right here. Take a screwdriver and a couple of light taps with a hammer and work your way around this thing, and it pops right off. Exposes this monstrosity of a bolt. And this is all that holds your spindle on. It is a...
We'll try and get it. M18.
M18 triple square. And we're going to watch Gia Steve use his manly powers of manliness to Krakatoa. Come on, Gia Steve. We believe in you. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I think you got it. Do you feel it?
Yeah.
Aw, yeah. Boom. And that's how you do that. All the girthiness. So we're probably gonna slap an impact to get this the rest of the way out, and we'll bring you back in as we're slapping the new one back in. All right, everybody, we came back. I wanted to show you a super involved sort of removal and installation on this, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This was easy. If you got the gumption to get the what am I doing with this?
Just holding it.
Oh, if you got the gumption to get this nut off or this bolt out, which Steve had for us, Gia Steve, by the way, the links in the down there. This just pops right off. Just whoop, fell right off into his hands. It was rather magnificent. As far as Volkswagens go, it was super uneventful and
way easier than Mark IV.
Yeah, I mean, the show is Mark IV specialties, and I'll tell you right now, it's about to be Mark V. We went ahead and took care of cleaning up some brake dust and some grime and grease, kind of cleaned everything up so we could get a good look at it, make sure nothing's rusting apart. And we're about to put this bad boy back in. So this is the new one. It's much, much smoother, I'll say that. And we put a little grease on the spindle shaft, put a little grease on the inside when you're sliding the bearing on. It literally just fell right on, plop. Make sure you put it on straight. I mean, there was maybe 1 or 2 outtakes there, but it just falls right on, super easy. And then you put the big nut in, and we're going to torque that back boy down to 150 foot-pounds plus half a turn, which means we're going to take it to 150 foot-pounds. Click, click. That's what we like to hear. And then Steve's going to insert the mighty breaker bar, and we're going to go 180 degrees from that point forward. Whoa. Whoa.
90.
All right. All right. Let's give it a test there, Steve. See how it's spinning. Nice and smooth. That feels nice. Go ahead and give us that extra 90. And boom. And that's what sets the stretch bolts. Make sure it's still nice and smooth. Oh, like butter. That's beautiful. And that's how you do the rear hub and slash bearing assembly on the mk5 platform for the Rabbits, and I'm assuming the Golfs and the Jettas. So we're also going to throw a tooltip trick in. Ba-ba-da-ba! This is a torque wrench. If you've never used one of these before, I highly recommend you try it. They're super fun and
Cheap.
super cheap, and this is the way to go. This one here goes all the way up to 150 foot-pounds. So what you do is you loosen the black nut here on the bottom, and then you twist this bad boy up to the little markers here that tell you how hard you want it to crunch down to, and you'll hear that lovely little click click noise that we heard as Steve was reefing down on it. That tells you what you're at, 150 foot-pounds. We liked it, we locked it, we loved it. Now, this is the tip trick. When you're done with it, you need to undo this screw and crank it all the way back to 0. There's little springs inside of there, keep things nice and tight, and if you leave them wound up, well, they stretch out, and then they're pretty much useless, and you'll get not good torque specs ever again. And then you end up with basically a really nice, expensive, well, not super expensive, but breaker bar that's no good for anybody. All right, guys, well, we're going to start slapping stuff back together, and we'll bring you back when we got some more exciting stuff.